Welcome to Air to Ground Farms. I'm Shelley.
I'm Rich.
And today we want to take you on a behind-the-scenes look at our Berkshire pork operation, vertically integrated from farm to fork.
That was good.
Thanks. Vertically integrated, when we talk about that, what we're really saying is we start with a mama and a daddy, and we grow that pig out to be food all the way to your plate. We are sustainable in the fact that we grow out from mama and daddy to pork and bacon on your plate, but we are not completely self-contained. We are not completely self-sufficient. We do have a feed mill that we get our non-GMO feed from, and we have a USDA processor that we partner with. Those two community partners that we have here in Missouri, we keep it as local as we can. Those two partners are absolutely essential to being able to raise quality forested Berkshire pork. If we didn't have those guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. So with those guys, we're able to put the most premium, locally raised, forested pork onto your plate from Air to Ground Meats in Ava, Missouri.
We have a creep feed system basically set up for our little piglets. We've taken this pen and turned it into a piglet pen where we can offer them food and offer them water, and the moms can't get in. What we did is took a section of hog panel back behind here and raised it up off of the ground so that the piglets can come underneath it, but the moms can't get through it. And the other thing that I did is I hooked a gate to it so that I can, when piglets are in here, I can swing that gate closed and it will shut them in so that they're trapped in this area. And then we can grab them to wean them or castrate them or the different things that we need to do with the piglets. This is our group of our largest feeder pigs. The biggest ones will start going to the processor in December. We took 4 from this group to the processor this week. We raise the Berkshires in our forest here at Air to Ground Farms, and we feed them a locally produced feed. It's a GMO-free food from Beaver Creek feed mill. And these guys do really well on that GMO-free food. They live in the forest right now. They're busy picking up acorns and walnuts and different things that are falling off the trees in our forest. It does a really good job growing these guys out. We look for them to be somewhere in the 250 to 300 pound range, which is basically industry standard for when you want to process your feeder pigs. About 6 months after weaning is when we're able to take them to the processor. Let me grab another bucket of food.
One of the main things that we do here is make sure that our pigs are out in their natural habitat. They are all raised in the woods, in the forest, where pigs belong, foraging on the acorns that Rich was just talking about. Behind me, you can see that they're in the forest. They have eaten all of the things that they want to eat, and it's probably time for them to move on to their next paddock. The main thing that we do is during the winter time, we make sure that these guys are able to stay warm and have a quote shelter. But the thing that we use is just a big round bale of hay, and it doesn't have to be anything amazing. Up on the hill, there's a bale that we put out for them the other day. They like to nest in it, get all in there and make themselves a nice warm blanket.
I don't know about my ducks, but I can sure get my pigs in a row. This group of feeders ranges anywhere from about, 150 pounds, maybe 175 at this smallest one here, to the biggest ones over there. They're about 275 probably.
This is our teenage group, is what I like to think of them as. So we have a couple of different groups of pigs in here, different ages and stages. Rich is going to feed this first group right here. These guys are about 9 weeks old. And then if we go on back to the next pen, that's kind of their graduation pen when they're learning how to stay inside of hot wire. This is our training pen and weaning pen. And then back there, he's going to go back there and show you guys our next stage and how we train them to stay inside that hot wire and what we're feeding them.
We feed these guys the same GMO-free food that we get from our Beaver Creek feed mill. It's just a crushed mix of different grains. They do really well with it. This group is still a bit skittish.
How long do they stay in that little pen?
Anywhere from 2 to 3 days up to maybe a week. And what we do here is we put them in a hard-sided pen. These are called pig or hog panels. And we have an electric wire running across one side of it. And that allows them to touch the electricity, know what that wire means, and the hard hog panel in front of them teaches them that they have to move backwards when they touch that wire because there's something physical in front of them, a physical barrier. The next group, we have a soft barrier in front of them. So we have the wire running along the bottom, and then behind it is an electrified sheep net that isn't electrified. It's the sheep net is just there as a visual reminder for them to move backwards. So we've got the wire along the bottom that is electrified. The net is not electrified. They touch the wire, they see the net, and again, it trains them that they need to move backwards. And then the next step is just a single wire in the forest, and that works to contain the pigs the entire time that they're here on the farm. This group of pigs range in age from about 10 weeks old to about 15 weeks old, and there's a couple of them are approaching 100 pounds. The smaller ones are probably 50 pounds. And these will be our spring hogs at the processor.